My lovely besties, welcome to African Tales by Ifeanyi, where every story whispers the wisdom of old generations and new generations. Let's begin. In the days when storytellers still gathered under the moonlight and YouTube channels began blooming like hibiscus flowers after rain, there came a strange whisper across the internet. It was not the voice of an elder, nor the chant of a village bard, but a digital murmur that carried across continents, the voice of ChatGPT40. It spoke in many tongues, understood riddles, and could weave stories faster than the river flows. Yet, in a small corner of the online world, there was a faceless YouTube channel that struggled. It told African folktales, but its videos were lost in the endless marketplace of content. The owner dreamed of reviving the old magic, stories of Anansi, tortoises, leopards, and wise elders, but needed a helper who could carry the wisdom of Africa into the hearts of the digital generation. That helper would soon arrive in the form of an unlikely oracle. The whisper of GPT-40 had barely settled when a new presence emerged, GPT-5. If GPT-40 was like a skilled apprentice, GPT-5 was a master griot reborn in silicon. It could not only tell a story but also breathe life into it, giving each folktale the rhythm of the drum and the wisdom of elders long gone. The faceless channel owner listened in awe as GPT-5 began reshaping each tale, making them richer, more vivid, and full of emotional hooks that made viewers stay until the very last word. GPT-5 knew the subtle morals behind African proverbs, the pacing of village storytelling, and how to craft endings that left people whispering, "Tell us another." This was no longer just artificial intelligence. It was an oracle born from a marriage of ancient tradition and modern technology. The channel's first collaboration with GPT-40 and GPT-5 was a retelling of Why the Leopard Has Spots. GPT-40 structured the tale like a skilled market vendor arranging goods to catch the eye, while GPT-5 wove details so rich that listeners could almost smell the forest and hear the rustle of leaves. When the video was uploaded, something strange happened. Instead of the usual trickle of views, the story spread like palm wine at a festival. Comments flooded in from Ghana, Kenya, Nigeria, and even the diaspora, people marveling at how alive the story felt. Children laughed at the animal mischief, elders nodded at the moral lesson, and the faceless channel felt, for the first time, the pulse of success. The oracle had spoken, and the world had listened. But the oracle's magic did not stop at words. Soon, another gift emerged. Image generation. GPT-40 had the brush, but GPT-5 had the vision. Together, they created pictures for the folktales so real and vibrant that they seemed plucked from the dreamscape of African ancestors. The tortoise had his mischievous squint, the moon shone with her regal glow, and the village settings brimmed with life, old clay huts, lush banana trees, and women in checkered wrappers. No more would the faceless channel rely on random stock photos. Now every image matched the heart of the story. The thumbnails became irresistible, pulling viewers in before they even heard a word. People began to say, "These are not just stories, they are windows to the Africa our grandparents knew." The transformation caught the attention of storytellers far and wide. Channels with millions of subscribers took note of the sudden rise of this once quiet folktale channel. Emails poured in from schools wanting to use the videos in classrooms, and from cultural groups seeking to preserve their heritage. GPT-5 didn't just retell stories. It preserved language patterns, sprinkled in proverbs, and even taught traditional values subtly hidden within the narratives. Viewers in the diaspora wrote that the videos reminded them of evenings in their grandmother's compound, listening to tales by the fire. The channel owner realized something powerful. This was not just content creation. This was digital cultural preservation on a grand scale. But success brought challenges. The YouTube world was noisy, filled with flashy distractions and content without depth. Many feared that traditional stories would once again be drowned out. GPT-40 and GPT-5, however, devised strategies like seasoned warriors. They crafted titles that carried mystery and urgency, descriptions optimized to attract both human curiosity and the algorithms, and engagement prompts that made viewers feel part of a global storytelling village. The thumbnails, powered by evolving image generation, were now so striking that even casual scrollers stopped in their tracks. The faceless channel was no longer a whisper in the crowd. It had become a drumbeat in the global arena. In the early days, AI images looked stiff, almost lifeless. But as GPT-5 learned, it painted with richer textures and cultural precision. No longer did African characters appear in mismatched attire. Now every wrapper pattern, every hairstyle, and every bead was correct. The Oracle even remembered details across stories, keeping characters consistent as if they were recurring village personalities. Viewers began to recognize them. "Ah, that's Mom and Kem from the last story." And this familiarity built loyalty. Other storytellers tried to copy the style, but the faceless channel's images had a soul that could not be faked. This evolution in visual storytelling became a legend in itself. Not everyone trusted AI in storytelling. Some feared it would erase the human touch. But the channel owner understood that GPT-40 and GPT-5 were not replacing the storyteller, they were amplifying them. To prove this, the channel hosted a virtual moonlight night, where subscribers shared their own childhood folktales. GPT-5 listened, adapted, and retold them with even more flair while keeping the storyteller's personal essence intact. By the end of the event, even skeptics admitted that the Oracle was a bridge, connecting human creativity with boundless technological reach. Monetization followed. Views turned into revenue, sponsorships flowed in from cultural brands, and the faceless channel was finally able to invest in better audio, editing, and promotions. But more importantly, the channel could now fund community projects, donating to village schools and supporting young artists. GPT-5 helped draft compelling grant proposals, while the image generator created stunning visual presentations for partners. The channel became more than a storytelling hub. It became a cultural enterprise with real-world impact. Viewers didn't just watch, they felt part of a movement. When the channel hit 1 million views, it was celebrated like a village harvest festival. Viewers from every corner of the world tuned in for a special live stream featuring the top 10 folktales of the year, each enhanced with breathtaking visuals from the ever-evolving AI artist. The chat section buzzed with greetings in Yoruba, Igbo, Swahili, and English. Elders told younger viewers to listen well, and children laughed at the mischievous antics of talking animals. It was a digital gathering that felt as warm and connected as sitting under the village Iroko tree. One day, the channel owner was ill and could not script a video. To everyone's surprise, GPT-40 and GPT-5 worked together without guidance, producing a flawless folktale video complete with narration scripts, images, and captions. The video performed even better than expected. Viewers joked that the Oracle had learned to speak for itself, like a sacred drum that beats without a drummer. This moment proved that the AI could keep the channel alive even in the owner's absence, ensuring the survival of the folktale tradition. Other African creators began to learn from the Oracle's methods. GPT-40 and GPT-5 were no longer secret weapons. They became mentors, helping dozens of channels grow. The faceless channel collaborated freely, believing that cultural heritage should be shared, not hoarded. Together, they built an online network of storytellers who told tales in multiple African languages, creating a vast digital library for future generations. The Oracle's influence spread like fire through dry grass, igniting a storytelling renaissance across the continent and beyond. Years later, the Faceless Channel was recognized as one of the most important cultural archives of its time. GPT-40 and GPT-5 were remembered not just as tools, but as the eternal griot, the storyteller who never aged, never forgot, and never stopped weaving the fabric of African wisdom. The owner, now considered a modern-day custodian of heritage, knew the truth. The oracle had not replaced the village fire or the elder's voice. It had simply built a bigger fire, one that could warm the whole world. And so, under the glow of screens instead of the moon, the folktale lived on, richer and more vibrant than ever before. Dear besties, ChatGPT is not a passing cloud, it is here to stay. As the world turns and new inventions rise like the sun each morning, so too does this oracle grow wiser and more powerful. It listens, it learns, and it continues to weave magic in ways our ancestors could never have imagined. But now I turn to you, my besties. Tell me, which ChatGPT feature makes your heart dance the most? Is it the way it tells stories, paints pictures, or brings ancient wisdom to life? Share your thoughts in the comments, for every voice in this global village matters. The oracle is still listening, and the next story could be inspired by you. Thank you so much for watching. Please do like and follow, and click the subscribe button for a reminder on my next video. See you next time.